Oh, looky there, little beavers. Come on. Look at them. All right, well, I'm not going to mess with her too much. Good morning. Welcome to my channel and happy Thanksgiving. It's still early in the morning and it's a little chilly and it's time to let the chickens out. Good morning, ladies. Good morning, gentlemen. As you can see, we have new babies with us now. The pictures that I posted at the beginning of the video are from 4 days ago, and I can hear her in there just cooing her to her babies. So what I'm going to do while I finish up, I'm going to put my camera inside the coop and let you watch the chicks for a few seconds so you can see our new babies. Well, it was hard to get video in there, so sorry for just a few seconds I was able to get. But I'll try back again later when it's a little bit warmer, as it's still only 37 degrees out. So it's time for me to go in and get my coffee and get my day started with some caffeine. I'm back out here in the greenhouse. I've actually done a lot of work the past couple of days. I just haven't put anything on video. I mean, I've made a few snippets of things, and I'll probably add them as I go. But I did a little work in here in the greenhouse. I trimmed up some of the plants, watered them real well. And then I'm going to take you outside and show you what I've done with my new fence setup. I pulled the fences down from the garden up out front. And I set up one strand, and I was thinking about doing a second strand, but I don't think I really need to. So I'm going to walk outside and show you what I've done. There's Todd. But I've added a third strand of fencing to my coop area that lets my hens have access to green grass, since there really isn't any out there anymore. So they seem to be pretty happy. See how it works. This gives them a much bigger area, and they seem pretty happy with it. So incorporated the outhouse here. Sorry for the wind. So I went ahead and put a box in here, and the hens have used it a time or two. Also, one of the things that I learned fairly quickly is that laying hens are not like mother hens, and they don't give a hoot about baby chicks. So she started hatching them out Friday night. Saturday morning I opened up the door, and the other hens went straight into that coop and started laying eggs. on top of the chicks and pushing mama hen out of the way. So I had to do something fairly quickly. So I have them closed up in this coop. I took this old air condition box. I originally had it on the ground. I took these sawhorses, put it up on there, used an old beehive box, added some hay, and now I have another nesting box, and they seem pretty happy with it. They've been using it ever since. The wind's been really bad today, so I'm going to step back in here in the greenhouse and go ahead and show you what I've done in here. I just moved some things around, rearranged a little, because I noticed that some of my plants weren't getting enough sun. So let me show you what I've done. So I trimmed up the plants quite a bit, try to get as much as the brown off of them as possible. I moved the shelf and put in the little shelf that I had sitting next to the garage here, put my peppers and my aloe on it, left the tomato alone. It's working for right now, but I'm gonna have to do something else with this because it's really not stable. My table with houseplants on it and some herbs. I've got basil and sage and oregano. And I really think that's a carrot in there, but I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see what a carrot grows. And then I moved the shelving over here and put some of the smaller plants on it. I have the soil bags down there to hold it tight and a few little tools. They have a place to go. And as you can see, I still haven't fixed that zippered area. But as you can see, the wind's really blowing today. I will move all this stuff inside and find a place for it. So it's a little bit more organized out here. I definitely think this is a lot better and a lot more organized. And it gives the plants more light. So we'll see. Well, I'm back out here at my coop, and I come out here several times a day to check on the chicks, and they are doing just fine. I just gave them fresh food and water, and here's a little video of them. She's a really good mom, and I'm kind of torn. I'm glad I did it, but it did cause some problems with my Thanksgiving plans. It's kind of chilly. I was having a really hard time of breaking my hen of her broodiness. So I got the bright idea of putting some eggs under her. If she was going to be broody, I might as well give her a job to do. Well, for some reason, I was thinking that the incubation period for eggs was 29 days, which would have them hatching during Thanksgiving weekend. So my kids wanted me to come down for Thanksgiving, and I had no plans. So originally I told them no, I wasn't coming because the chicks were going to be hatching around that time, and I couldn't have my mother-in-law here by herself trying to deal with all that. I later discovered that it was 21 days. So it was possible. However, that interfered with a trip that I had planned on taking to Florida. So I had to limit my trip to 5 days, which was fine. I got everything done that I needed to do during that time, and got back just in time for the eggs to hatch. So that meant that I would be available for Thanksgiving again. And so I went ahead and made plans to come down to Florida and try to do something with my family for Thanksgiving. Well, that didn't work out. So now here I am. I'm at the farm. It's me and Eleanor for Thanksgiving, and you know what? That's okay. That's fine. I got to spend a day with my girls, and I spent time with my dad. So I called my dad the other day and told him that I wasn't going to make it, He was okay. He's got plans with my brother, so that works out. My girls are going to go to my son's house and they're going to have dinner at his house, so that works out. My sister-in-law, she's going to stay home with her kids, and you know, that's going to work out. And it's just been a crazy year, and sometimes you just have to do what you got to do. I wasn't going to leave Eleanor alone here this year. She was here alone last year, and I was just not having it this year. And this is where I tell the story of Thanksgiving 2019. We were trying really, really hard, my husband and I, to get the travel trailer loaded up, get all our things sold, get the house pretty much empty, and drive up here. It was actually 2 days before Thanksgiving. We loaded up, we got into the truck, and started down the road, and the engine light on my husband's truck started going off. So we stopped what we were doing, went back to the house, and made real quick plans to have our children come over and have Thanksgiving dinner with us, which meant that we weren't going to be here in Alabama with his mom for Thanksgiving like we had planned, and Eleanor ended up being here alone by herself, which I really hated, but couldn't be helped. But you know, now that I think about it now, we were meant to be at home. We were meant to be in Fort Pierce and to have that last Thanksgiving dinner with our children, that last Christmas. Hindsight, you just don't ever know. So we were where we were supposed to be, and I think this year I'm supposed to be here, so here I am, and my first Thanksgiving in my new home in Alabama. So you guys have a great Thanksgiving. I'm glad I could share that story with you. I hope that you find happiness and wonderful visitation with your family and friends this year, regardless of the things that we're having to face. So again, happy Thanksgiving to you all from me and my homestead.